What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna rig up a rod that I've kind of neglected to use for a while. Need some new line. I'm gonna end up putting some fluorocarbon on it, and we're gonna start doing a technique that I learned with Chad out here. He was fishing a weightless fluke in the backs of these pockets out here on Old Hickory, and he was absolutely annihilating me with that. So I'm gonna rig up the rod, get everything set up. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it, and hopefully we can get on these fish and continue with the same pattern that we had actually yesterday. So y'all enjoy this trip with me? Let's get after it. So I'm going to be throwing on some P-line fluorocarbon 100%. This is 12 pound. I'm going to end up going uni to uni. I have braid backing this just to keep from using so much line, because as you guys know, line is pretty expensive. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's uni to uni. Whenever you connect lines together in a series or in a straight line, I'll show you guys how to do that, and let's get to it. Alright, first step, I'm just going to take my line that's on the spool. I'm going to make an overhanded knot, just like that. If you guys can see that. I'll take my line, it comes out of my reel here, and I'm going to come over to it. I'm going to get about, let's say 7 inches. I'm going to come up to it, bring it right together to the top of that loop there. Alright, now I'm going to go take my little tag in, and I'm going to kind of wrap it around my leader line. And we have some wind, so this is kind of difficult to show on camera, but here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 5 times. 4 and 5. Just like that. Okay, that's what it looks like from there. Now I'm going to take my braided line, I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to loop it on the other side of the fluorocarbon. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to cinch this down just a little bit, not completely, put a little spit on it, and pull it just a little bit tighter. That should be good right there. I don't want it like completely cinched, but just to start so it doesn't flop all over the place. See, my line can still freely move through a little bit. Again, overhanded knot. Just like that, super simple. Your line up. Pinch it right on the top again. Now we're going to loop it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. I'll pull that one a little bit tighter. Wet everything. And then you pull it together. Sometimes it kind of bunches up a little bit like that. Just pull your little tag in again to get it kind of back neatened. Wet it again. And that's how you join 2 lines together right there. Very, very seamless knot. Just make sure you pull it a couple times, get it real tight. Now I'm going to cut that, and we're going to reel it into the reel. That's what it looks like trimmed. Very strong knot. this completely reeled on, and we're going to move on to showing you how I'm going to rig up for this weightless fluke technique. And the reason that I ended up going with fluorocarbon, like Chad was telling me, is it sinks, and these fish are liking that faster sink. Not that my other line wasn't allowing it to sink, it was just too slow and the fish just weren't interested in it. So that faster fall is triggering them right now. So you may could change lines at some point back to a more of a floating line and have that fall a little slower, and they'd probably gobble it up. But right now they ain't paying attention to it whenever it's falling slow. So that's why I'm doing this. So we'll keep reeling this in and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I picked up some Gamakatsu 5/0, and I'm going to be tying this on first to give that weightless fluke a little bit of weight from the hook, just to let it fall a little faster. So let's get this tied on, and then I'll show you the baits that I picked up. In case you guys are curious, this is the type of knot that I tie. Just make a loop, hold your hook in one hand or in between your thumb and your pointer finger. This loop that's sticking out, you wrap around the line 3 times. Just like that, and then you take your tag in and feed it right back through. Then you cinch it down tight. I have no idea what that knot's called, but it's never failed on me, and that's what I use. Alright, first up, I got some Jerky J's. And these are a 5-inch bait, and this color is watermelon red. So I have a few more of these in the boat already. I'll probably be throwing around these. They're in some shad patterns, but I haven't thrown this on this particular technique, and it just came to mind whenever I was thinking about the weightless fluke. I think it looks really lifelike, and it might generate some bigger bites. So I picked up that. Good old fluke. 5.25 inch, and let me make sure I got that right. Pretty sure that these are 5.25. Well, I'm pretty certain. They're at least 5 inch. So zoom, that's just a green pumpkin. Gonna see shad. I got a whole bunch of these. Bluegill flash, silver rainbow, smoking shad, just your standard white pearl, and then of course I picked up some of your straight chartreuse pearl. So those are the colors that I picked out. Probably won't be using all of them, but I'm gonna figure out which one they want and get one tied on. Let me show you how to tie it on, and let's see if these fish want to eat today. I'm gonna start out with Tennessee shad. Just looks really natural. I like the way that looks, especially for the watercolor today. So I'm gonna tie that on. Let's get after it. Come straight through the nose, making sure that it's straight in line with everything. And you pop out, there's a slit just underneath here. You guys can see that little slit there coming out. Then we're gonna come straight to the shank and twist. Looks like that. Pull it down to where it actually pops up over the shank there. I have it buried all the way into the bait, so everything's nice and straight. Bring your hook over, see where it lands on the bait, right here. And then we're gonna figure out where that point needs to come through. Just like so. And then we're gonna skin hook on the top. Just like that. Everything's in a straight line. You want it to look real natural. So let's throw it out there, see if they want to eat this one. If not, then I'll just cut to whenever I do catch one after going through all the colors, but that's what I'm going to be throwing. It's not that go, guys. We gobbled that up. That didn't take long. God, he choked that, guys.
Second time his lip.
Good one. I think he wanted that one. Gulped it. There you go. Beautiful fish. Check that out. So what I did with that cast is there was a grass mat over here. Landed on top of it and let it drift right off of that grass mat underneath. And that guy gobbled it up immediately. Appreciate him getting on.
I'm terrified that one day you're gonna do that, it's gonna come back and nail me in the face. Or somewhere.
Got me all kind of jacked up, guys. We're gonna have to throw a new one on. In case you're wondering, I still am using the Tennessee Shad. All right, guys, I'm gonna move spots. Haven't had any luck over here, other than that one fish that you just saw me catch. Went around this whole area. I got quite a few more bites, but nothing significant. The water got more stained as I come back in the pocket, so I'm gonna find a different pocket that isn't quite so stained. So let's move on to the next spot. Well, guys, I got me another one. Pretty decent one this time. He definitely wanted it. Check that out, guys. I mean, that bait is gone. Let me get this out and get him back in the water. He choked it, guys. Let me grab those pliers out of there. Just right there on the side. That was not coming out. Well, he self-released himself as fast as possible, but you guys got to see him. He was very lively. So I'm glad to see that, and he's back in the water. Let's get back after it.
Yeah, I do, but...
Got me another one. This one's decent, I think. Oh, he's coming in with a hunk of grass.
When they hit that, you really think it's a lot bigger than what it is.
Yeah, well, I just brought him in with a hunk of grass.
Oh, well.
Say what's up to my channel.
What is up, channel?
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna bring you over. Since you're the one that is responsible for this. Hold on.
People underestimate that. People underestimate, and they just look at me.
Hold on,
like,
hold on.
What are you
Now
doing?
say it again.
I said people underestimate that technique that is tied on my boat or wherever I'm at 365 days a year.
Well, he's not a big fish, but like he's saying, this technique absolutely works. And what's the key, Chad?
The pause.
The pause and what line?
12-pound fluorocarbon.
Doesn't
You go 10, but swinging away, I don't know if I trust 10 pound.
Yep. That's kind of how I am. It's very, it's real sensitive. You can feel it. So that's a beautiful largemouth right there. Thanks to Bible Belt Fishing, old Chad Wheeler.
And use a high-speed reel if you can.
Yeah, I'm using a 8-to-1, so that way you can catch up to these fish. Because a lot of times on that pause, what's happening is that bait's floating down and they'll snatch it up, and before you realize it, they're 10 feet away from you or 10 feet toward you, and you got to catch up to that fish and then set the hook on him. Otherwise, he'll eat it, realize it's not real, and then spit the bait before you're ever...
Or it could be like yesterday when I'm telling you, hey, look, he has my bait. Look at he's swimming all the way over here.
Yep, and he held on to it.
Yeah.
So...
It don't do that a lot, though.
Let's get another one, guys.
Your bait rod.
Golly!
I'm telling you. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna get hooked.
You can hear that mo. I had one and had a hold of it, and I snatched it right out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's fine. Shad. Shot now. KLX.
No wonder I missed him. So.
It drops it down to $1.50 for that rod.
I finally got the little pip squeak that kept messing with me.
I was getting mad yesterday.
Yeah, boy, he's little. Check him out, guys. That's my smallest one of the day. Can't believe he ate that. A 5.25 inch lip, or a fluke. 5.25 inch fluke. I can't believe he ate that. Look at him, he's teeny. There we go, guys. It's a little better one. Check that one out. It's a nice keeper right there. Not massive, but he's chunky. They're up here feeding really, really good. I've had a fantastic day. I know I didn't catch a ton of fish, but I just wanted to show you all about the weightless fluke. And so I appreciate you guys watching. I had a ton of fun again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bam. Also wanted to tell you guys what rod I'm using. So this is a TP1 speed stick by Lew's. It says it's a multi-purpose rod, but it has a lot of great tip in it and plenty of backbone for what I'm doing, especially whenever you're using this heavy wire hook. You can get that penetration into the fish's mouth and actually get him in the boat. But this is a specifically a TP1 X70M, and the power is medium and the action is fast. Line weight is 8 to 17 pound, and you can throw 1/4 ounce or 5/8 ounce on this rod. I don't know if they still make this, but I've had this rod for quite a while and it's done me well for multiple techniques. But that's what I'm using it for now. Again, the most important part is the fluorocarbon. The fluorocarbon allows that bait to sink properly, and also I'm using an 8:1:1 gear ratio on this is a Concept Z 0, which I have fantastic luck with this reel.